See, Lartigue 39 minutes ahead of Shinus Perlini, leading from Marchenkov. La Price, 3 different nationalities there. Then the second
spectacular beast on the rally raid, and Francesco Perlini kicks up the dust with a truck bearing his name. In actual fact, the company was started by Francesco's father back in 1959. They're no strangers to China. They've been selling trucks there since 1969. They've sold over 2,500 trucks in China since then. They go for everything from fire tenders to building trucks, but this one is very special indeed. The other competitors have called this machine the Red Tiger because it's big and it's red and it growls at you. Francesco Perlini four-wheel drifting that big truck. There, his teammate Jacques Hussat in the second of the V8 Detroit diesel engine Perlinis. Apart from that and the ZF gearbox, it's all made in Italy. Bouncing across the rough terrain. Don't forget Perlini headed up a 1-2 in this year's Paris to Cape Town rally. Hussat in second place. Perlini won the Paris-Dakar in 1991. Hussat won it in 1990. And Perlini started rally raiding just 4 years ago. It's an impressive performance by the little company from Verona, even managing to fit air conditioning in the cab of the racing trucks. Jacques Hussat, 12th on the stage, up to 28th place overall and 5th truck. Now don't forget, Jacques Hussat lost almost 2 hours on Friday when he got stuck in that salt lake, leading by 1 hour 56 minutes and 57 seconds from the Czechoslovakian Tatra. Then the CIS entry of the Kamaz, Marchenkov, ahead of another of the Tatras, then Jacques Hussat's rapidly improved. Now leaving the line, the Red Tiger, Francesco Perlini, that big V8 Detroit engined Perlini truck, leading the truck category, and 18th overall at the start of the 22nd day of the event. No problems crossing that particular dry riverbed. Don't forget, we lost Jacques Hussat in one of those riverbeds a few days ago for over 3 hours. The Perlini, though, accelerating through it with impunity. The big Red Tiger, because it's big, it's red, and it growls. There is the Perlini. Francesco Perlini said after this stage, it's nice to be out of the CIS and into China. The roads here are wider. He said some of the roads in the CIS were a real handful for the trucks, but now in the wide open spaces, you can give the Perlini its head. And heading into one of the passage controls. Now these are the controls which ensure that the vehicles stick to the right route. There's a 3-hour penalty if you don't check in. But as the Perlini accelerates away, leaving that big Perlini, fastest truck of the day. Now that has beam suspension. Look at the independent suspension of the Tatra, smoothing out those ruts and the bumps. The heavy trucks being some of the most spectacular vehicles as they head up through that narrow Gansu province, heading out towards the province of Mongolia in southern China. Francesco Perlini, again, look at the suspension working hard, the beam axle on the front of the Perlini truck. Perlini, though, still leading overall the truck category. Real spectacle of these closing stages of the event. Francesco Perlini in that big Detroit diesel-engined truck, still leading overall. Amazingly, the Perlini truck classified 17th overall amongst the cars. Stop Perlini. This is Jacques Hussat, the bonnet for one of the Mitsubishi Pajeros there. That truck is carrying the parts for many of the Mitsubishi Pajeros, so unlike the pure 12 engine. But this is the leader of the trucks. That fine 17th place overall, Francesco Perlini, driving the truck of his own name. The company started by his father in the 1950s, and in fact they're no strangers to China. They build 700 trucks a year at Verona, and apart from the Detroit diesel engine and the ZF gearboxes, all the rest is made by PERLINI. But they started selling trucks in China in 1964, and since then over 2,600 trucks have taken to the roads of China. Some of the locals turning out to watch how you get into the middle of a desert on a bicycle escapes me, but they're the PERLINI crew looking relaxed and calm as they head to the truck rally victory. There, Firdaus Kabirov in the six-wheel drive Kamaz bounces across the terrain. These trucks too, carrying parts for many of the other competitors. Look closely on the Kamaz, you'll notice that Kamaz Sukawara still going strong in the smallest of the trucks in the event. The little Hino Ranger has run without major problems for the entire event. It's outside the top 5, but it's still going. Of the Lada Niva's Yuri Borovikov, being blinded momentarily by the dust from our helicopter, and now running into an even bigger dust cloud. That's the cloud trailed by Francesco PERLINI. Borovikov catching the big PERLINI trucks. The question is now, can he find a way past? Well, a flash of the lights from the Lada. PERLINI sees him in his mirrors and sportingly pulls to the side of the track as the Lada storms by. Over the top of you, Francesco PERLINI drives over the top of the hose, the big PERLINI. Now just listen to the exhaust note as the automatic gearbox takes the stress out of the sand dunes. The PERLINI's automatic box, a contrast in style perhaps to the big Kamaz Vladimir Marchenkov, having to take the sand dunes the hard way. From Karol Lepay's V12 Tatra, then Marchenkov's